Welcome to the Doug and Commish Show. I am Doug, obviously from the Doug and Commish Show, and I'm here with the GM of Toilettown, the newly named Toilettown.
Yeah, formerly known as Toilettown, now Toilettown.
DJ, thank you for joining us on the show. We're trying a new format here with the microphones. We've heard some complaints that people haven't been able to hear us. So we always listen to our fans and our emails, and so here you go with the headsets.
This also doubles when I'm GMing. I wear this on the field to transmit to my quarterbacks.
I don't think you want to tell people what happens on the field.
No, my quarterbacks, of course, didn't perform this year, so this didn't work at all.
Well, you brought it up. How did you feel? Obviously a disappointing year. It was so disappointing that you changed your team name.
Yeah, again, like the Soldier when I lost to Tim twice, that pretty much wrecked my year.
Yep.
Losing to unmanned, un-GM'd, uncoached teams.
Yeah, just
that
isn't acceptable.
Pretty much says it all.
Yeah. Well, okay, so it's a disappointing season. You change your team name. You're hoping for a little bit of a rebound. You go into the Toilet Bowl Championship hoping for maybe a little bit of a victory, and you just fell a little bit short. But your team started to pull it together a little bit towards the end of the year.
Well, I was really trying to shame them in playing better. I figured if I named them Toilettown or Pansy Town or Sissy Town, that might have really helped. But it didn't. I got all the way to the Toilet Bowl Championship, which I don't know if that's really a trophy that I wanted to get anyways. Yeah. But when I came up against Doug, he had all the advantage of the locker room material. I punished him earlier in the season with a great win earlier.
Well, speaking of great win, let's go ahead and go with that. What did you think was your biggest win this year?
Well, I would have said the finest bean earlier, but when he finished with the same exact stinky record as I did, I will have to retract that, and I'll have to say that it was the greatest show on paper.
Oh, yeah.
When I punished him. And I also had a big 40-point win over the Soldier, which I was pretty proud of.
Divisional win. Yeah. Now, you beating Papers is a big deal because when the league looks at that, that's history right there. That changed his season around. That made him decide to do all these trades.
Yeah, it really did.
So you set him on that course. So I guess, for you, that, pretty good.
I scared his team straight.
All right. Well, what do you think was your biggest loss this year? I mean, you had some, I had some, everyone has some losses. What was your biggest loss this year?
I couldn't win in my division. The only person I could beat in my division was Dan. And again, he was 0-6 in his division. That doesn't say a whole lot. I would have to again say that the two losses to Tim, or the one loss to Tim and the one loss to the computer who picked players for him and was able to beat me.
Yeah. Okay. So then you look at your team and you say, you know what? There was a guy that I was very surprised did as well as he did. Who was your biggest surprise player this year?
Well, the best surprise player that I actually had in the game, I would have to say was Hakeem Nicks.
Oh, okay.
I felt like Hakeem Nicks had a pretty good season. Yeah. Did some good things. Other than that, I was pretty surprised with my defenses. If you go back over the course of the year, I had multiple double-digit point games with my defenses. Rode the Cardinals for a while. But a position player, I'd have to say Hakeem Nicks. That basically sums up how bad my season was.
Now, you mentioned that there was the biggest guy you had in the game. What are you referring to?
Well, I had a Jerome Harrison sighting. 56 points on my bench.
Yeah.
He would have helped me possibly break the all-time league record. But he was riding behind for me. I played as backup. That didn't help.
Yeah. Okay. So we've got your biggest surprise player, your biggest loss. Was there a big trade acquisition that you were really proud of?
Trade acquisition. I can't say that I made out too good on the trades this year. Actually, I think my trades hurt my team more than they helped.
So would you say you're not very good at making out?
Well, I think I'm probably pretty good at making out, better than the average makeouter. Right. But I actually think my acquisition wasn't quite as good as the robbery that some other people got from Tim later paper. Yep. But it was when I got Larry Fitzgerald for Anquan Bolden.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Who is your most hated GM in the GFO?
Oh,
I'll be honest with you. You maybe haven't watched the other episodes. Everyone hates Steven. We've pretty much established this. So let's say if you do hate Steven, give me your second most. Or if you have somebody that you hate more than Steven.
Well, I don't know that anybody can hate anybody more than what we hate Steven in this league. But I would have to say, the finest bean kind of ranks up there.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. What is it about the finest bean that just rubs you the wrong way?
Well, the first couple of weeks, he was doing well and winning games, and his wide receivers were catching everything, and he was, basically, 3-0, 4-1, something like that?
I was 4-1 at one point in time.
4-1 at one point, and he just started littering the inboxes and the message boards with all his greatness, and how he thought his receivers were going to dominate me and all these different kind of things.
And then you beat him.
And then I laid the beat down on him. And that was very satisfying, even for the worst team in the league.
All right. Well, we'll say that's an interesting one. I think that's the first vote we've gotten for him.
Well, he was very smug this year, and I just wanted to beat the smugness right out of him.
Yeah, and you did, because that really hurt him, and probably that loss cost.
But you got me back in the toilet bowl.
Yeah, that's what you got to do. All right. What is there any rule changes that you want to see next year? A lot of people have been talking about the keeper, this or that. What rule change would you like to see, or I mean, like point-wise or anything?
I'm happy with the keeper. I'm really happy with the point system. We have a great league. Probably the one thing, and now that I'm the bottom team in the league, the one thing I think I would like to see change is the bottom 6 teams go into a draft lottery.
Okay.
And then the top 6 teams be
just determined by the
positioned by their finish.
Yeah.
Very similar to like how an NBA draft lottery would be, or even like the NFL has the champion of the league would be the 32nd pick.
Okay.
And then let the bottom 6 teams have a better chance of getting a better pick the next year.
Okay, I buy it. I mean, I'm okay with that one. Obviously, I'd be in the lottery too, so I'm down with that. Yep. All right. What changes do we potentially see next year for your team? I mean, you don't want to end up in the same position you were last year.
No, I want to try to stay as far away from what I did
Although
this year.
Everyone loves a little poo that's sticking out of the toilet. That was actually I get a kick out of that every time I see it. But what changes can we see coming from Toilettown? Are you going to stick with the Toilettown name? Are you going to change anything else?
I'm going to stick with Toilettown until something changes.
Okay.
I eventually hope to get back to Toilettown, but until I have a decisively winning record, if I get to 3-0, 4-0, something like that, I might reward my guys by changing back to Toilettown. But as far as my position guys, what my draft strategies for next year, hopefully I'll have a very high pick.
Yeah.
I'm looking to try to maybe go running backs. And kind of stock up on some running backs again, and then maybe try to work in a quarterback a little bit earlier than I did this last year. I don't want to be stuck with the Jay Cutlers of the world again.
No, nobody likes Jay Cutler.
No.
All right, so those are encouraging changes, I think, for your organization and your team. So you're looking forward to a good offseason, good combine. What potential keeper would you go with?
I think my keeper I'm probably maybe one of the most obvious keeper teams in the league, except for maybe the Soldier. I'm going to be keeping MJD.
Okay, yeah, definitely. He's a great player.
He had a great season. I think he was a second or third overall running back.
And a lot of people were wondering with Fred Taylor and him, if that would work with Fred Taylor being gone, he'd get the workload, and I think he performed pretty well.
Oh yeah, he pretty much was dominant at times. He had multiple games of 30 points, and there's no reason not to keep him. He wasn't injured. He gets plenty of carries.
Yeah, definitely. All right, well, DJ, I do appreciate you stopping by the Doug and Commish show. I realize that you're a very busy man, but let me just also take this time to say thank you for inviting me to the GFO.
Sure.
I've talked to your brother, and he was a founding member, and obviously you're a founding member. So on behalf of the GFO and Columbia's Finest Bean Organization, the Doug and Commish show, without you, this wouldn't be possible.
Well, we're really proud of where the league has gone. When we first started it, it was a fleggling.
Yeah. Did you even see this comment at all?
We really didn't. We were just kind of hoping to have a little bit of a fan base, not this much technology.
Yeah.
And in the past 5 years, we've gone from basically writing it on paper to going virtual on the web and on YouTube. It's been fantastic.
All right, well, DJ, thanks for stopping by. Hope you have a good offseason, and we'll look forward to seeing you at the lottery special and then also the draft special.
Can't wait for the lottery.
All right, have a good day.